Hey man, I'm telling you, I'm starting off the year with a special guest, someone that I actually admire his work, you feel me? Been watching what he's been doing, and it's pretty dope, and I think it's a good platform for artists in Montreal, up and coming artists that need more visibility, quality visuals, you feel me? I mean, my man is a producer. For those who don't know, MTLIVE, you're about to know what it is. He's also the co-founder / owner, Third Eye Studios, you feel me? This is the place to be if you need any rentals for any photo shoots, if you trying to do events. I'm gonna let my man talk about it, man. Without further ado, please introduce yourself, my man.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy Donny Oberoi, and pleasure to be here, bro. Thanks for reaching out, having me on the show. People would probably want to get to know me tonight as one of the producers of MTLIVE, of course. And as you mentioned as well, I also have a production company, me and my partner, which is called Third Eye Media. And we also have Third Eye Studios, which is a rental studio. So those are the three businesses we got popping off.
That's dope.
And besides that, I'm also just, a figure that's been part of this city for a long time, part of the hip hop scene, hip hop community. And I've seen so many different artists come through, and happy to come talk about all that tonight. So.
Now, quickly, have you ever been an artist in the past?
No. I'm the hype man. I'm the promo man. I try and be like the manager of stuff or produce videos. I don't produce music, so I'm a video producer or whatever type of production that it could be. But that's more my thing. But definitely not an artist. Not at all.
That's good, because we need a lot of people in the back. I mean, everybody nowadays they want to be the rapper, the main person. But
exactly.
It's good.
I'll take a little camera shine, but I'll be up in a few videos. For sure. But
not all up in the videos and all that.
Exactly.
That's what's up, man. So, where you grew up in Montreal, man? Where you from?
Yeah. So I'm born and raised in NDG, actually. Okay. Spent my whole life based out of NDG. For sure, I've lived all over the city. Uptown Côte des Neiges, Snowden, downtown, Old Montreal, Plateau, that's it. Côte Saint Luc. I've done like
Pointe-aux-Trembles.
Pardon me?
Pointe-aux-Trembles?
Nah. Not there.
I'm out here where he's naming all the places in the west, but what about the east though?
Yeah. We're on the west end, Cadillac. We're on the west
That's
end of Montreal.
It. No, you mentioned DG.
Yeah.
All right. DG is like when we think about English Montreal, the English scene, especially. Yeah. There was a lot of heavyweights coming out of DG.
Yeah, 100%.
So which era are you from in terms of the musical artists that were doing anything in DG? Like,
honestly,
just so I could situate myself.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'll talk about my kind of involvement in music first. This might not be known probably to most artists in Montreal, but just this was my experience. So when I was like around 13 years old, and my boys were about like 14, 15. They had a rap group called SHU, which was Strictly Hardcore Underground. Okay. Shout out to my boy Skidza. Shout out to my boy Genocide and my boy DJ Fury.
Genocide.
The name wasn't politically correct. I think.
What Genocide? Is he Spanish?
No, he was like Hungarian.
Okay, no,
actually, yeah. He was a crazy lyricist.
Yeah.
He had changed his name. I think he went away from that because the name was a little controversial, as you can imagine. But I was always around when they were making music in the studios, and that was really a cool process to see that at a young age. But in terms of like maybe more notable artists that people might have known back in those days, well, there was the Superheroes. And there was the Bots Dynasty. Now we're talking back like 95, 96. I look young, but I'm an older head. So that's some of the rap that was coming out. And then there was straight out of NDG itself was I think it was DPC.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Marvin. He got that restaurant right up on
Rookie.
Fielding. Yeah.
A Rookie and a Kappa. Those two, exactly. Those are my peoples, man. Shout out to them.
Exactly. So, and shout out to Lab Noise, who were doing those videos back in those days.
Of course.
Conquistador and Richie and stuff.
So you wasn't doing videos and stuff at that time?
No. This is new for me, actually, being in video production. But yeah, that's kind of like, that's when I first really was involved. Like, not involved, but just kind of, those were the artists that were coming out in those times. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to just be involved in the scene in terms of a player? Like, I don't know if you manage artists in the past. I don't know if you shot videos for artists in the past too. But what made you think, like, you know what? I think this is a lane I want to go to.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, always being around like friends who were artists. After that, I was around NL5 a lot. I don't know if you know NL5 from back in the day. It was like Justice. My boy Deuce.
Oh yeah, I know Justice.
Yeah,
like
you know
Fly.
Justice. Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Justice, Deuce.
Yeah.
My boy Jermaine Robinson, and there was a few other members, but and then after that, my boys were Black Coke. I was around them a lot, so I was always around music artists, like my whole life growing up. And then when I got into video production, which I would say is about 2-3 years ago, I finally said, well, now I can actually bring something to the table as opposed to just promoting, being a hype man, sharing music on social medias and whatnot. I'm like, I can actually bring like an artistic vision and also just help, you know, like as a producer, like just bringing the artist together with the director and having a vision and making that whole project like go down. I was happy to actually have my hand in it and help in any way I can to make that happen, you know?
So me, when I checked basically what you were doing, I've seen you were pushing a lot of the vegan as fuck movement.
Yeah.
I've seen that, and I don't know if this is the first thing that you started to push heavy before even Third Eye Studio.
100%. So that's really on point. Actually, it's dope that you checked that out. So yeah, all that to say, like just about 5 years ago, I had this little change in my life based on the way I live, the way I eat, the way I think, the way I just kind of see things, and that's what got me into like social media, becoming an influencer. And back then, 5 years ago, I probably had like just a couple hundred followers, just my people from Montreal, you know, like that's pretty much who I had. And then once I kind of started this influencer thing, I was able to see that I could build a platform. So that 500 went to 1,000, then 1,000 went to 5,000, then to 10,000, then to 20,000. I was like, whoa, I didn't know that, you know, one person could just do that out of nowhere just by posting stuff. And
so
that's
the movement itself. Sorry to cut you. Just
cool.
If you can explain to what it was about.
100%. So just I wanted to be like a face that represented veganism, you know, kind of like a lot of negative connotations around veganism. So I just wanted to show people the lifestyle that anyone could be vegan. You don't have to look a certain way, act a certain way, be a certain way. You could just want to live a healthy lifestyle, be conscious about, you know, other animals and beings on this planet and just about the environment and stuff. And I felt all that tied into veganism. So I was like pushing that kind of heavy for the world to see that. And I was very passionate about that and still am, of course. But it was after like 3.5 years of being an influencer and doing some stuff like that's when I went more into production, having a production company, doing a lot of advertisements for vegan businesses, doing like comedy skits for my brand. So I started my brand, which was vegan as fuck. And that was just like, very passionate about that. But that's what led me into like from an influencer into the production business. And then as a production business, not only do we do advertising, so we started doing a lot of music videos, music shows, and
you
that's
do commercials too. I've seen.
Exactly. We do all types of media, you know, all types of photography, all types of videos.
The space is really nice, by the way.
Thanks,
you know,
appreciate
that's
it.
a really nice place.
Appreciate
I'm looking at the pictures.
You gotta come by and check it out one time. Come visit.
Most
for
definitely.
sure.
Now speaking of the space, Third Eye Studio. Let's talk about that now. Rental studio, photo shoots, events. What else you do for people to know?
So that's pretty much it. So you could rent Third Eye Studios with our services or without. So if you already have a video guy or a photographer and you just want to take the space, so we'll just give it to you like at a pretty good rate. We charge like around $70 an hour, let's say, and that comes with lighting. So it's like if you just need it for like 2 hours, you could come in, do your project quick, fast, for the low, in and out, boom. Or if you wanted to book us to, you know, do the project for you, then, you know, we would discuss the rate and whatever and do a project. But yeah, it's pretty much there for people to rent it for shoots, for events, for, you know, it could be an album release party, it could be a birthday party, it could be really anything. And it's a 2,500 square feet. And, you know, I give really good deals.
Where is it?
It's in the Chabanel area.
Okay.
Yeah, Chabanel, Marché Central type of area. So right in the heart of the fashion district.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's dope. Now, in terms of, I know you're working with. You have a partner in he's the one that's behind the camera more.
That's exactly it. So you do good research.
Hey,
I like that. That's really good.
I like what you guys do too. So it was interesting for me to find out all these things.
That. So it's a really cool dynamic between me and my partner. Shout out to my boy Apollo. He goes by Third Eye Guy on Instagram. So when we connected, it was exactly that. I was like the influencer / actor, the guy on camera, and he was the guy with the camera, the DP, the director, the editor. He can really do everything. What's crazy, he's also an actor and like a comedian. He's really like a jack of all trades.
Seen him he's made magazines covers and stuff.
Yeah, he does it all. He does it all. You know, he's a really creative guy. He's a sick artist. He's actually a musician himself.
Nice.
He's the one who actually came up with the concept of MTLIVE way back in the day, like 3-4 years ago. And only as me and him started our production company a few months in, he's like, oh, I had this idea that I wanted to do back in the day. We should do that now. And that's how MTLIVE really came to life, you know? But yeah, he's like a sick video guy, sick photographer, really talented. So we just started buying up like really good equipment, because as you can see with the MTLIVE,
it's clean.
Quality looks really, really good. So that comes from really like good equipment and his level of expertise when it comes to filming, editing, and just directing like the shots and stuff. So me, I'm more the producer. I don't really get ever behind the camera, you know. But
that's what you need in the team. You know what I mean? You guys are really y'all a good dynamic duo right here. Like
whatever he doesn't do, I do. Whatever he does, whatever I don't do, he does.
And for people that actually seen all those nice clips and all these artists,
you
know what I mean, doing their thing, if they actually want to be in an MTLIVE video, how does it work? Okay, so MTLIVE, little history on MTLIVE. When we launched the platform, we really had like the best how you say desires for that platform to be like really community based, to help local artists. And we did a really amazing thing, a really amazing initiative, that's the word I was looking for, was we were able to offer it for free for artists, where all they would have to do is just like send their song. Once their song's approved, we bring you on the show. We film everything, we edit everything, we upload everything, and free service. All you got to do is literally just send your song. But the beautiful thing during those times is we had a sponsor. So we had a sponsor which was helping us fund the show. What was that?
Unfortunately, we did the first season, which was around 30 artists under that system. And then in the new system now, because we don't have a sponsor, we have to charge like a small fee just to make the whole show run. It is a time-consuming process to do that whole operation. But I just want to get that out of the way, because some people are confused about that. Everyone thinks they just send the song and they can get on. And
for sure. Yeah. I mean, look, this is for every artist listening. It is what it is. At the end of the day, this is another platform that gives you exposure, gives you quality footage, gives you something that you can use, reuse, that can help you get booked for festivals, for show and all that.
Exactly.
So for sure, you need to pay for services if you require these type of services.
Exactly.
And you guys is doing a good job too. So it only makes sense. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And like in terms of our regular production services, let's say the same type of video we give you for MTLIVE, if it wasn't for MTLIVE, we would charge like 5-6 times that amount. So it's like we charge a fraction of our normal production prices to make it affordable for artists. So it's really like we're just charging the bare minimum just to like make the show go on. But all that to say, you submit the song. Once the song gets approved, then I'll usually discuss with the artist like the process, how it works in terms of the payment and stuff, and how you can just leave like a deposit just to like secure your spot and pay it before you show up. So we try and be as lenient as possible. We know it's not easy as up and coming artists who are usually funding themselves, who don't have big budget to necessarily put into all this stuff in the beginning stages of their career. But if artists are pretty serious, I say for what we're charging, it's like a great opportunity to get your music out there and show that to labels, show that to friends, to family, to your peers and stuff like that.
No, I totally agree. At the end of the day, look, every company has a marketing budget. Every artist, even if you're funding yourself, you still need a marketing budget.
100%.
Certain money that you need to advertise yourself, Exactly. So you could be paying, $100 for YouTube ads or whatever the case is, or you could go for other stuff, TMS promos or your services. So
exactly. But all that to say, though, we do hope, and I'll put this out there on the air today, manifesting, put it out there in the universe, that hopefully we do land a good sponsor, which would allow us to start bringing the artists back for free. That's how we started, you know? And we were hoping to get more and more sponsors. Just, you know, we're kind of operating so many different businesses and companies at the same time. It's hard to go all in, you know? So we give MTLIVE a lot of love, but we can't put too much time into MTLIVE because that'll take away from our other businesses. But hopefully we do get another sponsor soon, and then we can start bringing the artists back for free, and that would be like really win-win for the city, for Montreal. And I think and whichever brand or whichever company would sponsor us, I think it's a big win for them too, because our videos right now are getting anywhere between 5,000 and 10,000 views just on the reel, promo reel that we're doing. So hopefully if there's some sponsors out there listening, could be a beverage company, a clothing company.
Hey man, cut the check,
man. That's it. You know, we just hit us up, mtlive.ca, you know?
Now, my man.
Yeah.
Give me your top 3 artists on MTLIVE.
Top 3? Oh, on MTLIVE. Okay. I thought you were going to say in Montreal. I was like,
we can do that too.
Let me hold like 5, you know?
But let's start with MTLIVE. Like, give me your top 3 like performances.
Who came through up to date that have been released? Oof. That's a lot of pressure right now.
No,
you know?
Man. People gonna message you like, bro, you serious?
That's a lot of pressure. I do gotta say, one of my favorite for sure. I'm not gonna put any order to these top 3, but in terms of one of the recent ones that just came out, my boy Lil Deezy. I don't know if you saw
out Lil Deezy.
Yeah, he came with it really, really nice. Yeah, what else? It's tough. It's really tough.
You did a lot too, huh?
Yeah, we've released about 60 artists on the page right now. So now I gotta like, you know, I do one of my favorite performances for sure. And like, I don't want to be biased because MTLIVE is not just hip hop, right? It's
that's what
all types of different type of music, and different artists, different cultures, different languages. But I am like a big hip hop fan, so it's possible that my top 3 will be all hip hop, just because that's who I am. But maybe not. We're gonna see. But definitely another one of my favorite artists and performances was Loogie Badness.
Hey, shout out Loogie.
LB West Side 68.
Yes, sir.
Still on it.
Touch Green.
Definitely a big track. And I think what I'm gonna say, actually, one of my...
Well, you see, when I saw him perform that song, I even liked it more because I already heard the song still on it.
Yeah. It's nice to see it live. I think
he dropped the video and all that, but when he was performing it and all that,
when you see it live and the sound's really good and the image is really good, it really all comes together. I really love the MTLIVE platform. Honestly, really proud of it. And I think for my number 1 performance, I'm going to have to shout out my boy, Trey Lamont.
Okay.
Who came through to bless us.
Okay, Trey Lamont.
He came through on the first day of our recording.
Nice.
And at the time, there was another producer also that was a part of MTLIVE. And so I didn't bring in that many artists. And Trey was one of the artists that I had brought on, reached out to him. Shout out to my boy Long Life.
Shout out Long
made
Life,
that vlog, who's right next to us over there.
Yes, sir.
And they came through that day. That was like a special moment for me just to see like that I had brought in that artist, and then that was a great performance. So
that's what's up.
I would have to put those guys in my top 3. But honestly, I've loved almost every performance equally. I've even opened up, like, my taste in music has changed more through doing
MTLIVE.
MTLIVE, yeah. So yeah,
it's MTLIVE.
So yeah, so that's the funny thing. It's spelt
MTLIVE,
but to kind of like the L plays as a double. And we're still kind of debating, like, is it MTLIVE? Is it MTLIVE? I always thought MTLIVE sounded better and MTLIVE looked really cool. But, you know, the founder, Apollo, I think still stands by its MTLIVE.
MTLIVE.
So, but me and him argue about everything anyway, so this would be one of those things that
that's because I was
probably still argue about.
It's MTLIVE.
It is actually MTLIVE. That's what it is. But a lot of artists will say MTLIVE, and we won't correct them because
for sure.
You know,
Now Montreal, now man.
Yeah.
Give me your top 5 then.
Top 5. Okay.
Montreal. Yeah.
Top 5. Right now, I'm gonna say obviously you gotta shout out Nate Husser. You know, who's really like leading the city right now in terms of his movements. You know, how he's attached to labels. I think he just recently moved out to LA. You see like the crowds when he was performing in the summer. I forget where that was at the Olympic
Metro Festival.
Okay, yeah, the crowd's going crazy, and his music speaks for itself. Facts. So like, I think he's one of the most polished artists coming out of the city. So shout out Nate Husser for sure. I think second right now I'd have to probably say like Zach Zoya. Again, very polished, doing his thing on the radio. He's always working. He's always performing. Facts. It's just music. So you can just see the work hustle coming from these guys.
Yeah, they want it for real.
They're on their way. I don't want to say they're not already there. You know, maybe they're in a great place and they're very happy there already. But they're on their way that they're going to just keep elevating if they keep putting in that work.
Totally agree.
Third, I'd probably say right now I'm really feeling Mike Shab.
Okay.
Yeah, his production. Yeah, exactly. His production, the soulful beats, that whole sound that he's going with. That's kind of like that Griselda type sound. Exactly. And I think he even started working with them a little bit recently.
Boldy James, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly.
But you see, Mike Shab, I didn't even know he was making beats like that. At first, I thought it was just
that's one of the first thing I learned about him when I came across his music. Maybe, and I'm not like deep into. I haven't been following him for many years, even the last couple of years. But when I saw that he was like producing his own music and rapping over it, and then I just think it's a great combination. So I think he needs to just keep doing his thing. That's going to work out well for him in many ways.
You got a solid list. I'm listening.
Yeah. And then 4 and 5, let's say the last two spots, that's a tough one for sure. I was just listening to a lot of actual Montreal music on the way over here. I had a feeling this question would come up. I'm like, let me brush up and make sure I'm not missing anyone. I do want to send like a special shout out to, I think his name is Young Rose.
Oh, yeah.
Young Rose.
Young Rose is underrated, man.
He has a single, I forget what it's called. And that's what the first song, I heard it like when I was in my car just on a playlist. And then I think I found him on Instagram and I followed him from like all my pages. I was just hitting him the other day, like, we got to work together because like we got the fire visuals. And, when artists got that firepower, it's
No, he's dope. He's hella dope.
He's really dope. Just as like all around artist, his sound sounds really polished.
Facts.
And then this is hard right now because I have a lot of artists who are like really like good friends of mine too that I really think are really good. But I'm just also going from like an unbiased, that's it. Unbiased standpoint, And in the fifth spot. It's hard. I'm gonna say
that's the one, man. That's the one. Everybody waiting. They're like, y'all better say my name.
Hold on. Let me jump on my gram for a second. Hold on.
Because the people you mentioned already, they all solid. You feel me?
Yeah.
I know them personally, and I know for a fact they got a lot of potential to make it. Man.
I think in the fifth spot, I think is it Chris the Spirit? Is that his name?
Chris the Spirit, yeah.
Chris the Spirit, yeah. He's nice.
He's really nice.
He's nice, yeah. He has that like, it reminds me of that like whole Kendrick, like Absol, that whole vibe that came from that side. Like
he used to be in the same group with Nate. Remember?
Okay.
The posters.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
You never heard about the posters?
Yeah, I know about the posters from back in the day. Yeah, that's them.
It was, Nate and
crazy.
Chris.
Okay, yeah. So I missed that. Like I kind of came across his music more recently.
Okay.
And I really gravitated towards it. So
shout out to Chris.
But definitely special shout out to King KLV. Really nice. Sure. Loogie Badness. Even Trey Lamont. And so many others in the city. OGs like. Magnum.
Magnum is gonna be on my list.
Yeah.
Till this day.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time he drops some, I'm like, damn, okay. I know it's gonna be fire.
I was listening to some Kid Riz on the way over. It sounded really fire. So there's so much artists actually. Montreal is really talented, and I didn't get a chance to name any French artists.
And that was my next question.
I was about to say.
I was waiting. I was
about to say.
And that was.
Don't worry. I know. I got to cover all my tracks here. I'm in Montreal, Quebec, so I know what it is.
What's it called for MTLIVE?
Yeah.
You guys
we've had French. It's just they don't like come that much on, because I think they feel there's not enough of a French audience there, so maybe they're like, it's not worth like maybe the cash investment, or even before they didn't hear about it as much, French artists, you know, but we do get a lot of French submissions. We get a lot of submissions in general. It's unfortunate that when I do bring up the fee, that's kind of when I understand.
The conversation is left for red.
It just, well, no, it's just like, all right, I'll hit you back, which I totally understand, you know?
And bro, at the end of the day, you like it like that because you want to work with people that are serious enough to invest in themselves too.
100%.
I wouldn't want to necessarily like spend my time and energy on someone that doesn't really want it like that.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I don't know how much you charge around. Like, if you don't mind saying, I don't know if it's like 500
for MTLIVE. Yeah. I'll say it's $350.
But you see, so that's what I'm saying. So if you have this is not even a lot for the type of exposure.
And we have to mix and master the audio because it's a live audio. Yeah. And for people who don't know fully about MTLIVE, it's like a full live performance and it's a one take performance. Now that doesn't mean that you have to get it on the first take, but it does mean that we don't stop until you've done it perfectly in one shot. There's no editing of different audios and different videos together. It's
There's no cuts, none of that.
No cuts. It's it's actually a live edit, which is actually pretty cool too. My partner, he edits the video live, and then we mix and master the audio.
So they got it on the spot when they leave?
No. We do the audio, and then we still do some editing on the video, but like color grading and putting the logos, and then we give it out in like about a month, you know? We usually it's about a month after. But before we get back to MTLIVE, I just want to say definitely a lot of like really dope French artists in the city. I want to get more familiar with them. I don't personally listen to that much French rap myself, but I know there's a lot of talent. And just walking by the radio station downstairs, that's the energy that's needed in the city for both French and English, and I'm hoping that we can see that change.
You see, that's kind of like an MTLIVE performance type of
100%. Yeah,
radio type.
Yeah, it's on radio, it's live, but just their entourage. I seen like 75 people downstairs right now, like all bunched up at the radio show. I'm like, wow, that's what the Montreal artists need, that support and that community out here too. And I love that. I love that the French artists are doing it. And also, I wanted to shout out also some female artists as well in that top. When we're talking about the top artists in the city, we won't even say a top 5 anymore because I named a bunch. But just artists that are great. And
honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions is SLM Slim, really nice. And I think Chung, who's also.
And they both from DG or no?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and
so you biased.
Well, they're nice. They're nice on the mic. I gotta give credit where credit is due. All I have to say, there's a lot of good, talented artists in the city, especially English artists. So we need Montreal to start getting that exposure that it deserves, like the way Toronto supports their artists. You know.
Now, if you have to give an advice for any up and coming video director, what would it be? You know, someone that's just started in the business, he's trying to do the same thing.
Into making videos and stuff, offering video services.
He just has a camera. And a laptop. You know what I mean? So
just get working, collaborate with artists. And in the beginning, I'm not saying this is the best business advice financially, but I did a lot of free work in the beginning in any business that I've ever started.
Yes.
So just connect with people, try and get opportunities, and then build relationships with people, and then start incorporating your budget with them. Say, hey, look, I want to do all your content. I'll give you a really good deal if you just work exclusively with me or whatever. But just get out there and hustle, because I do a lot of sales too. So you've got to go out and get it. I'll tell you right now, I've been in the production business, I should say, for almost 3 years now. And I still have to go out and get almost every single sale. I don't get much referrals. That's not how the world works. You got to hustle. You got to go out and get it every day. And if you stop putting in that work, it's going to slow up. So just put in that work every day. That'd be like my best advice, you know.
Hey man, you heard it from my man Donny, man. Stocking Facts, MTL.
For sure.
By the way, I want you to let them know how can they follow you, follow MTLIVE, and the easiest way to reach out for artists that are listening, you know what I mean? Et tous les artistes francophones aussi qui écoutent en ce moment, you know what I mean? Allez checker la page MTLIVE, ça se passe. N'hésitez pas à les contacter. It's hot.
Bien sûr.
Bien sûr. That's it.
Je parle français aussi un peu.
Every time I get in English, it's always the same thing. Yeah, je parle français. That's good though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let them know, man. How can they follow you and all that good shit?
First of all, you can follow my personal page, which is Donny Oberoi, DONNY_Oberoi. That's my personal page. You can follow MTLIVE, which is at mtlive.ca. You can follow Third Eye Studios, which is at Third Eye _ Studios. So, but if you go to my page, you'll see them all there. And yeah, we love to help up and coming artists. Like besides MTLIVE, we really like it because it also connects us to artists that we can work with more on the production side and do some really big things together. So we produced a few videos for some artists in the city, some of the King K videos. We got a Loogie Badness video.
Which one
out.
you did from King
We
K?
did Dope Boy Diaries and Trapping for 100 Years.
Okay,
that
nice.
was like 2 videos in one. It was like a little short film type thing.
story
I actually
type
acted in that one also. I produced and I was acting in that video too. So I'll jump in.
So you really
as
all up
actor.
in their videos.
I'm up in the videos. I gotta give myself maximum opportunities
That's
too
it, bro.
when I'm putting in the work. But nah, I try not to go where I don't fit in. But yeah, we love to work with artists. So whether it be through MTLIVE, whether it be doing their music videos, whether it be doing all of their images for social media, whether it be doing reels, interviews, other types of live performances, live streams, and even filming their concerts. We want to work with all artists, and we give really fair pricing. We work really hard. We're really passionate. Me and my partner. We don't do anything unless it's like 1,000. Doesn't matter who the artist is. If you come to us and you're serious, we go all out. So hit us up for sure. We got you.
Big shout out to y'all. Shout out to MTLIVE. You already know DMS Radio Show. We'll be right back. Montreal, stay with me. Let's get it. Yay.